Germany is an amazing country with virtually free universal healthcare and high quality tertiary education. Let's look at the steps to go and study in Germany. Wer die Wahl hat, hat die Qual. You are spoiled for choice. A quick look on Wikipedia reveals that there are about 70 universities in Germany, with some 20 of them ranked among the top in the world. Universities have been around for a long time in Germany. The oldest, Uni Heidelberg, was founded in 1386. That's almost 400 years before the United States were created. Today, there are more than 2.7 million students enrolled in German universities and colleges, and more than 300,000 of them are international students taking advantage of the extraordinary higher education opportunities. So, how can you become one of them? You need to answer where you're going to study, what you're going to study, and who's going to pay for it. Because even though education is virtually free, you still have to cover living costs in Germany, which are, depending on where you are, substantial. So let's look at the options to study in Germany. You can do a full degree, earn some credits in an exchange program, or enroll in a university for a language course to get up to scratch with your German. The first approach is to enroll in a bachelor or master degree. A bachelor takes 3 years or 6 semesters, and a master is 2 years or 4 semesters. If you are already enrolled in a university in your country and there's a partner program of a German university, you could consider an exchange program. In programs like the Erasmus program in Europe, universities guide and help students through the bureaucratic processes and even provide a financial stipend to go abroad. And there are many bilateral exchange programs where students are exempt from tuition fees. For example, this university in Jena has bilateral exchange programs with South Africa, China, India, etc. And the third option is to enroll in a language course at a German university. This is by far the easiest in terms of entry requirements. The key word that you need here is DAF, D-A-F, Deutsch als Fremdsprache, Deutsch als Fremdsprache, German as a foreign language, and these are tailored courses for foreigners that need to prepare for the A1 German test and want to start studying in Germany to get a feel for a particular city they want to live in. One big advantage of the DAF courses offered by universities is that they're cheaper than those offered by private schools and institutions. Let's look at this course, for example, at the University of Jena. So, for guests that are not students at this university, a course for a semester of 12 weeks costs €100. 2 SWS means Semesterwochenstunden, so that's 90 minutes per week. If you are a student of this university, then the course fee is €20, which is nothing. Now compare this to the prices of a respectable institute. Here you have prices of £440, £575, €380, etc. Okay, but what if you want to jump right in and study a full degree at a German university? How should you decide on what and where? This is where you need the DAAD, Deutscher Akademischer Austauschdienst. So on this website here, you can find courses from 160 cities and 215 participating institutions. So these are not just the public universities. You can select a course type, for example, a bachelor's degree in English only, and let's say law, economics, and social science. So you can search this and you will find 88 programs. But you can also be more specific and say, okay, I'm going to look for a public health course. And there you go. There we only find 6 results because we selected a bachelor in English only. And you can see it gives you information on tuition fees, so there's no tuition fees. I'm sure that must be crazy for the Americans. You do have some private institutes with tuition fees. How about this? We have a BA in International Management Studies in the Baltic Sea region. So this is Stralsund. Now, if you don't know Stralsund, that is a really small city in the north of Germany, right by the beach. So this is Germany, and here is Stralsund. It's where you have to go if you want to cross over to Rügen. And let me tell you, summertime in Germany on the island of Rügen is really, really nice. I actually spent some of my childhood holidays there. But I'm drifting. This database will tell you about admission requirements. It will give you some general information about the course. It should tell you something about deadlines, like application deadlines. But you get the idea. The next question, of course, you have to ask yourself, do you fulfill the requirement for a bachelor's or master degree? And there you have another really helpful website by the DAAD. It's a database on admission requirements. So you put your country of origin, let's say you're from South Africa, and you will have to click this is country specific. Okay, you have a matriculation certificate, and you can prove that you had 6 general education subjects and the higher grade. Okay, so if you have that, then with your educational background, you qualify for direct general admission. That's great. So that means you can actually go and study for a bachelor's degree at a German university. If you want to do a master, obviously you have to have a bachelor's degree. All right. Next, we need to talk about living costs, because this might help you decide on where you want to study. As everywhere, income, prices, and living costs vary greatly across the country. The website Finanzscout24 provides a service where you can compare the living costs for different expenses like rent, that is Miete, Lebensmittel, this is food, transport. And you pick the city, for example, Jena, which is in Thuringia, where you earn a certain amount. Okay, so let's say 50,000, but you can also put 10,000 euro per month. And then you can compare this with another city, for example, Munich. So Munich compared to Jena is 104% more expensive in terms of rent. So the same living standard that you have in Jena with 10,000 euro, you will need 15,000 euro in Munich. You can try Google Translate with this website if you need a translation. And if we scroll down and we look at Jetzt alle Städte ansehen, so all cities, we actually see that Munich is the most expensive city in Germany in terms of living costs. Of course, you also get higher salaries there. Hamburg, for example, is on position 11. And if you scroll down, you'll see that it's cheapest to live, according to this list, in Bremerhaven, Chemnitz, Magdeburg, Halle, Rostock. So you can consider living in these cities if you're constrained by a tight budget. Rostock is by the sea. Halle and Chemnitz have many higher education opportunities. Speaking about budget, the last thing we need to talk about is how do you actually finance your studies in Germany? One option is to take a student job. This is a valid option for many students and doesn't have to be the stereotype waitressing job. You can also work as a research assistant, for example, at universities and institutions. However, a better option is to look for a scholarship. And here the DAAD has a database as well. So if you go to the scholarship database and search for keywords, undergraduate programs by your country of origin, you'll see that if you're from Colombia, this database gives you 38 scholarship options for your consideration. Have a look, maybe you'll find something. And that's it. I hope you find this information useful. In between, my neighbor switched on her vacuum cleaner, so sorry about that. If you want to know more about Germany and learning German, consider subscribing and liking this video. Let me know what you want to hear next. Tschüss!